You don't bark and howl in the morning just because you enjoy life a little bit here. You wait your turn before you come out at this age now. Young dogs, I don't punish. This dog needs to learn, I say when we're going out, not this dog. Simple as that. I'm in charge here, aren't I, pal? Now you can go out. Get on. You've got neighbours. You don't want to upset your neighbours. You've got a number of dogs on your premises. Do you allow non-stop barking? Turn a blind eye? Say nothing? If you do, it will become a crazy house. Will you have a quality of life? Nope. Will your neighbours have a quality of life? Nope. So why do we need to stop that behaviour? Because it's an unwanted behaviour. Now, if someone breaks into my kennels at night, I guarantee the dogs will kick off. But the cameras will alert it. The movement on the cameras will alert it. I don't really want my dogs kicking off, but they may save the day if someone wants to come into my kennels and steal them, because I get 2 warnings. So if something's happening in my yard that's unusual and the dogs kick off, all I have to say is be quiet, and the dogs be quiet. All the dogs need to know is when I give a command, it's got to be followed through. Now, when I open up my kennels in the morning, you hear all the dogs bark like crazy. That's because they want to go out. They know it's time to go out. I don't punish them for that. But I'm not having dogs starting at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, now it's getting lighter, howling, whining and barking. So I have to stop that unwanted behaviour. How do I do that, everybody? Do I do that with sweets? I'm now going to show you a video, a clip, and I put my hand on heart and say I did not chastise the dog with my hands, with a water jet. I went into the kennel and told the dog it was unacceptable to be howling, but I said it by changing my tone of voice. And the dog needs to learn that when my tone of voice changes, I mean do it. But if I have to shout at a dog every time I want to do something, the dog will just learn to switch off. Now, who was it who was causing the trouble? It was Buddy. Buddy was causing the trouble because he's enjoying life so much with me. He wants to be with me. So you could say, if you punish Buddy for wanting to be with you, you defeat the object. No, you don't. Buddy learns some boundaries. Buddy needs to learn boundaries. But Buddy also needs some freedom. Buddy needs to be able to go wrong to put him right. Buddy, come here. Good lad. Get on. Has Buddy held resentment for me telling him off in the kennel 5 minutes ago? And I was firm. I came at him and threatened him with my bodily presence. Oh, you're a bully then. You're a bully. No, I intimidated him slightly with my bodily presence, my movement towards him, and he surrendered. And if he hadn't have surrendered, I would have stepped the punishment up to the next level. Or the next level. Because I have to stop an unwanted behaviour. But I'd rather stop him on just a verbal cue. Have I destroyed the drive of Buddy? No. Am I worried about Buddy, what he's doing there? Not the slightest. If I call Buddy back with all the other dogs here, does Buddy carry on doing what he's doing? Has Buddy got an Ecollar on? No, he's not. No, he's not. So, people have been asking me in Messenger, in private, in our group, what do you think about this app coming out, how to train a Gundog? What do you think about this online Gundog training now? They're all at it. They're all at it. And it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because they're selling you an ideology. They're selling you what they want to sell you. And if fairy farts and snowflakes want to follow them people, that's not a problem for me. That's not a problem for me. I want to tap into the genuine people who have spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds trying to educate themselves and their dogs and got nowhere because of the lies. Simple as that. And don't get me wrong, I keep telling you, it's 95% fun-based training. It's not all about drills. It's not all about discipline. It's not all about correction. No one wants to use the word punishment. Punishment is an evil word. Dr. Zeus has got banned now, hasn't he? Jesus Christ, I love Dr. Zeus as a kid, but it's not politically correct. Jesus Christ, the world's gone mad, man. The world has gone mad. Keepers in Scotland are being bullied by Greens, by people who've got no understanding about the countryside. All these things is I read on the internet because I'm interested in other people and the suffering that we have to go through because of this so-called wonderful earth-loving morons that do nothing but criticise us. See that pigeon went over there, slapped my hand. They all stopped and looked at me and the pigeon. Look at him, look at that buddy having fun, look. Watch him, watch. Good lad, good lad. He loves it here. And I give him punishment, I give him discipline. He's learning rules and boundaries. And the owner phoned me up and said, "You lovely chap. What stage will he be at this? What stage will he be at that?" I said, "Hang on, stop rushing him. When he's ready, he's ready. If you're not happy, come and get him. Anytime you like." But it's boring, dog training. It's monotonous. It's the same old boring thing. It's fun in some areas. And then you go through that stage of just teaching them and teaching them and teaching them. Repetition, till they get it. Some get it quicker than others. Some you can move on with hell of a quick, like kids at school. Some kids can take pressure, some can't. The dogs are no different than those kids. And yet, they are so different to kids. They're not fur babies, they're not kids. They have a different understanding than kids. Treat them like dogs and they'll get the picture. Treat them like nature would treat them. Nature's cruel, everybody. But that doesn't mean we've got to be cruel. But nature teaches them lessons as I have to teach them lessons, and they have to learn lessons through going wrong. You can't wrap the kids up in cotton wool. You can't keep everything away from kids in life. One of the things I think you could say, well, when I was a kid, right, my mother didn't want us playing cowboys and Indians. And my dad said, of course they can play cowboys and Indians, they're kids. When I was a kid, anyone my sort of age will know that cowboys and Indians, hey, come on, yo. Everybody knows that when I was a kid, cowboys and Indians was all you saw on a Saturday. That and wrestling. And wrestling's not right, not true neither, is it? But we used to watch it, we used to love it. Big Daddy, giant haystacks, remember all that? Life is not pretty sometimes, but I live in the real world, and they let me have guns and bow and arrows and make mistakes, and they didn't hold it back from me in the end. But my mother thought it would turn us into rebels. Now, let's ask the question. These video games, these shoot 'em up video games the kids are on all the time, and the language they're listening to, and the parents are turning a blind eye to it because it keeps the kids busy on the internet. Is it the right stuff, or do you ban your kids from it? Or will they grow out of it? Or will they become obsessed by it and become axe murderers? Because some of these shoot 'em up videos, I've watched my grandkids even, I think, Jesus Christ, it's unbelievable. I mean, when my kids were young, they had Sonic the Hedgehog. Imagine what they got now these days. You can get everything online. You can get sex online. You can get bad advice, good advice. It's how you tap into this shit, isn't it? That's what this is about, isn't it? This is about selling stuff on the internet. Selling yourself on the internet. So let me ask you a question. How do you stop a dog eating shit? How do you stop a dog eating shit? An unwanted behaviour. Throw food at it. Throw food at it. Is that right? You throw food at it? You tell me, boys. You tell me. I'm not worried about the way the Gundog world's moving forward. I think it could be a good thing if people invest in setting this up and then realise, oh, I can make lots of money with snowflakes. Great, crack on with the snowflakes. I'm not interested in the snowflakes. I'm interested in real people. I live in the real world. Look at him, look at him. This is a dog. This is a dog that is learning to switch off. Look how everybody else is waiting. Look at him, wanting to be front dog, in charge. I'm telling everyone what to do. Because he's not had real discipline at the moment, we're bringing it on slowly. Look at the noise. Look at the excitement. He wants to go back in the yard as much as he wants to come out the yard. Look, this is a trial line for you. This is what you get if you don't know what you're doing. Look at this lot. Look at these boys. We've got everything in hand. 3 for you today. You know what Eddie's dog's been doing, don't you? He's not been going in the kennel. He's not been going in the kennel. I've been having to put him on a line and lead him into the kennel. Let's see what he does today, shall we, everyone? Look at that, everyone. Eddie's dog has gone past that nervous stage to say, I'm going to push boundaries, and he's learning through association not to upset the pack leader, the evil pack leader. Now watch. Did I have to manhandle him? Did I have to force him in there? Did I have to talk to him? No, I used psychology. Anyway, you two, what are you looking at? Client's dogs. Oh my God, noise on that one, get rid of it. The bigger picture. Well, let's look at the bigger picture, as they say. But I love clients contacting me and asking me questions. I love that because it means they want to know the answers. Why haven't I gone straight in with obedience with this dog? Because I need to learn trust. I don't need to dry the dog up. I need the dog to learn trust. I need the dog to go wrong to learn by its mistakes. Shall we make the dog make a mistake? Shall we put the dog in a situation to go wrong, to put him right? Or shall we see if we remembered the discipline I gave him when I asked him to SIT? Notice I had to spell it. Thank Christ it's only a small word. Shall we see whether he remembered that? Now, I keep talking about repetition, 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 but I don't want to bore the dog silly. Come here. Sit up. Get on. Beautiful. Beautiful. I made him wait. He wanted to move, but he didn't move. What have I got in my hand, everybody? Big stick? E-collar? No. I've got a good old-fashioned long line. Used for thousands and thousands of years. Perhaps not that material, but that's how they train dogs years and years ago. Do I need an e-collar to train that dog? No. But at what point do I start to bring some real obedience into him? About now. Why? Because now he is pushing boundaries with me. I took him through a few corrections, at the right time to show him I'm in charge. I then tapped into a little bit of gameplay, and then I put him away for a day or two on purpose to make him want to be with me. Because like I say to you, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Now, I guarantee if he'd gone to a old school obedience Gundog trainer that has never learnt anything other than the old way of training dogs, off camera, he would have had some serious discipline. On camera, you would see nothing but obedience drill after drill after drill after drill to bring the drive down and suppress it. What you've got to ask is what you're going to do when the drive goes up on game if you haven't allowed that drive to go up there. Those dogs that look wonderful in the backfield and are behaving themselves without real temptation look wonderful throwing dummies in a stale environment. That's like a treat trainer in a sterile environment showing you their training works. So many people fear giving a dog freedom. The dog that has freedom wants to be with you, but there has to be rules and boundaries. Come here. Sit up. There has to be rules and boundaries. Look at the eye contact. He's waiting till he let go. Get on. He's waiting to be let go. He's looking to me as a leader without forcing him. Now, did I know that 20 years ago? Of course I did. Because I used to train like that 20 years ago. But there wasn't the internet. If there was the internet 20 years ago and I'd been selling myself on the internet and showing people how to train gun dogs the proper way, I'd be the most popular gun dog trainer out there. Let's ask the question. You might have seen that I've had a bit of a fallout with a committee member of a club I'm on, who's the field trial secretary, because she was bad-mouthing me. I'm not going to mention her name, because if you've seen it, you've seen it. There's an inquiry at the moment. But until I mentioned her, anybody who follows me, and I have a massive following, would you even know who this woman is? Would you know that she's gone to the championship? Would you know the life story behind her? Who trains her dogs for her? No, you wouldn't. Because some people don't get the recognition they deserve, and some people don't deserve the recognition they want. That's the difference. And if you go to that person training, what they do in their training ground and with you and their dogs, I'm not interested in. If you're that gullible that you're going to fall for that shit, that everything can be trained with, I'm a positive trainer. You wouldn't know what a positive trainer was if it bit her on the arse. Why? Because she has dogs trained by other people. She's a handler who has a little bit of knowledge. They need to put their videos up instead of trying to crucify professionals like myself. Her name would never have been mentioned if she'd not got involved into my life, because I'm not interested in her. I can survive without her. But what I'm not putting up with is people slandering me left, right and centre for no good reason. I'm fed up with it. I've had to deal with it for 10 years. Well, 10 years ago with the trial world. But what you people don't know, and every now and again Chris Upton niggles about the trial world and what they've done to him, you don't really know what people like her have done to me and my business and my livelihood, my family, and how upset my wife is with it. Because you don't go out of your way to let them know that it's affected your life. You get on with your life. But my life's a better place without them people. And like I said before, I try to get out and they dragged me back in. But I have a right to defend my good name, and I have a right to train dogs the way I see fit. If you don't like the videos, don't watch them. Don't watch them. But why go to a trainer and train with him for over 3 years? Why go to all the training classes that he took and the training seminars he took, and then badmouth him behind his back on a number of occasions, and he hears about it from people who come here with dogs that they've been to her with and had problems, not got over the problems, been told to buy other dogs, get rid of it, stuff like this. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I don't normally go on about other people. But all I'm saying, everybody, as a learning curve for anybody out there, this person lives 10 miles up the road from me, and they've known me for 25 years, 20 years probably. They weren't in the sport when I first came in, maybe 15, 20 years. Just because I don't suck up to film stars, that doesn't mean I don't respect some of the film stars out there. I respect many of the film stars who got the commitment, put the work in, don't talk shit. It's the ones that talk shit built their success off the backs of others that I don't like. I've always talked about that. So as soon as this person goes after me, as they say, all is not fair in love and war. Look at divorces. Look what people do in divorces. They lie through their back teeth. Well, I don't. I don't need to. All I need to do is tell the truth. And then all of a sudden, I'm the bully. No. Come here. Sit up. Carrying this sends him a message. Do you want to wear it? Or do you want to have freedom? Do you want freedom? Because you're now getting eye contact. Get on, boy. Get out with your dog. Have fun with your dog. Treat it like a dog, not like a robot. It's not a clockwork monkey. It's a Gundog. Educate it. Let it go wrong. Put it right. Show it what to do. Love it. But don't pamper to it to the point it takes over. Because there's a fine example of what happens if you let a dog take over. A Jeremy Organ line. A Jeremy Organ line. Oh, they said he's just mentioned Jeremy Organ. Another good trainer. I don't like the people he keeps in with sometimes, but that's his choice. But it's my choice to give my opinion. But I've got no beef against Jeremy Organ. I just don't hang around with those people because the people they are associated with in the Gundog world. Now, some of them they're associated with are really nice people. Don't get me wrong, because they'll go, he's having a go at Jeremy Organ. No, he's not. He's saying that Jeremy Organ, when I was trialing, was very in a clique with a number of people that I don't like at all because of their honesty and their integrity. But Jeremy Organ will get on in life. Why? Because Jeremy Organ is not a Chris Upton. Jeremy Organ wants to please everybody, and Jeremy Organ doesn't go looking for fights. We're all different. We're all different, but Jeremy Organ didn't get treated the way I've been treated. If he had, he might be a different person. That's the point, isn't it? We have a right to talk about each other. We have a right to say what we feel. But we don't need to be rude and nasty. Would I recommend a dog trainer, a novice person going to Jeremy Organ? Yes, I would. Why? Because I think Jeremy Organ's a nice man. I think Jeremy Organ's a cleverer man than me, because he knows when to pick his fights, perhaps. Me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I say it the way it is. Never mind. We're all different.